say this is a big rich town.
You're on the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat. You're in Mina's house. Omari Hardwick in the house today.
I'm in Mina's house.
Yes.
I'm up in the heezy.
Yes. You look good. I knew you were going to look good.
That-
But so look, you probably
Why you flirting with me?
I'm not.
You
You're
are.
married. I'm
No,
very
but you
respectful.
can flirt. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. How
So
your
you
mama doing?
probably you remember my mama?
How's she doing?
She's good.
Good.
My mother is my rock. I just spent a lot of time with her for the holidays.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm a mama's girl.
Shout outs to mamas.
Yes.
All the mamas. Shout out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So last time we spoke, I don't know if you remember, but you were transitioning from being Mary Jane to Power, right?
Yes, I remember.
So
last
this
time we
was
spoke.
before Power
That was
actually popped off.
pre-Power.
Right. So we didn't know the monster that Power was going to be. So I'm over here like, being Mary Jane. And you're like, no, this show Power.
Yeah.
And I could tell I was on your nerves, but I loved you on Being Mary
Yeah,
Jane.
I
But you
remember
were
that.
trying to
I remember that interview.
move us forward.
I remember that interview. I totally remember
Yes, and you were with Leela.
that. Leela,
Yes.
we were in Los Angeles?
No,
we were here.
This was here.
This was here.
In Philly. This is
And
here in Philly.
Leela tried to defend me, right?
Right.
She
Leela
goes,
was like, but this show.
He's tired of the Being Mary Jane questions.
Yes.
I know. I remember that.
She was like, but he's an amazing actor,
that's
and
sweet.
So now all these years later,
Isn't that crazy?
I'm here in another transition.
And now you're talking about Power. And then
Right.
there'll be something else, and you'll be like, Power. And I'll be like, no, there's something else.
Exactly.
I know. I felt like during that time, it's interesting. All the characters that I've said yay to have always been, dare I say, more complex, more convoluted, more wide than the character Andre in Being Mary Jane. So when I look back in retrospect, it wasn't necessarily about the show that Mar Akil did a great job of creating, and Gabby did her thing as obviously Mary Jane. But it was more so the character that I was playing as Andre. But ironically, you brought up Jay, and Jay was the one who said to me, she said, babe, you got to embrace sexuality. You keep running from it, and you cannot have a career until you embrace the fan base that will be female. Obviously, ultimately, they will learn how talented you are, but if you can't embrace that they don't mind looking at you at the same token, it won't work out for you.
Right.
Her brain is different. So, and being a publicist, obviously, she's a former publicist, that would adhere to the way publicists think. But it probably was coming from her because of the fact that it was easy for me to run from embracing Andre, not because of the sexuality that I was supposed to bring to that guy. But in reality, it was that the guy wasn't that layered. I don't mind being whatever God makes, whatever sexiness is. I don't mind embracing that if a character is big and full of life and different things. But Andre and Being Mary Jane, when you look back, you go, he was kind of just a boy toy.
And
He didn't even have a job.
Right.
I mean, he had a job, but we never saw him at the job.
Right. He didn't have depth to his character.
There wasn't a lot of that. And so, I just come from that great movie that Mar and Salim did, and that being Sparkle. Whitney Houston, rest in peace, her last movie. And so my character in Sparkle, Levi, was very interesting and complicated. And, he was cool. And the cousin of Derek Luke's character, obviously. But it was just that. The pit stop of Being Mary Jane was because of my great relationship with Mar Akil and Salim Akil.
Right.
But the character, and Gabby and I are close, but the character was one that I was like,
Yeah.
So to go from to freaking probably the widest character, in top 5 widest character in history.
I was going to talk about
he's
that.
He's so complex.
Absolutely.
So when you were interviewing me, I was kind of like, yeah, but
Right. But at the time, I didn't know what the character would be.
Absolutely.
I didn't know what the show would be. So now I watch back the interview and I cringe because I'm like, he was trying to move me forward and he was trying to explain to me that this character that he's about to play is a complex character. And I'm sitting in I want you to take your shirt off and be Mary Jane. And I'm sitting in that,
But my nature is always want to move our people forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get in trouble for that, obviously, because I think at this point I'm known as somebody grounded enough where it can't come off pretentious, but I wondered at times in my own spirit, maybe it's coming off pretentious. But my thought is, I want us to all be big and grow.
Right.
And I tend to play characters that are big because I'm big.
Yeah.
So if people can come with me, hey, y'all, there's some new shit we doing. I was past, as Jay-Z says, I was
on to the next. Omari Hardwick is here. We're going to continue talking to him. Who shot ya? What's going
who shot
on?
ya?
Who shot ya? What is going on?
Shout
need to
out
talk
to you,
about
Biggie.
this.
We see you up there, Christopher Wallace.
Absolutely.
We see you, brother.
So that's the mystery right now. Now, I saw how the setup was coming because, they say when you get everything that you need in life, you show your true colors, right?
Wait, say that again? That's dope.
When you get everything that you need and want in life, you show your true colors. So throughout,
I don't know if I've heard it put like that. That's very interesting.
So throughout the 6 series or episodes, the 6 series of Power, we see different facets of Ghost, right?
Sure.
But now he's finally at a moment where he has everything that he wants, and now we're seeing who he is.
Now, to me, he doesn't have everything he wants. I still agree that what you said was not only I had never heard it before, and I've heard a lot of quotes, but I love what you said because I can piggyback it and go, but there's that giant but he doesn't have everything he wants.
Huh? How?
You don't think
He's out of the game? He found his new boo?
His son ain't out of the game.
His son. Okay.
He told Tasha he wanted her out of the game too.
Right.
He told Tommy he wanted him out of the game too.
Slinging drugs out the daycare.
Once I start breaking it down that way, then everybody starts to go, I guess he actually, we want to say he's a narcissist, but when you really think about it, Ghost came to the world in character being the one to go, we can do better.
Yeah.
There's gold in other ways. It's over here in this field.
Mm-hmm.
It's Morgan Freeman at the end of Shawshank Redemption and Tim Robbins' character saying, I left you some money. Go right here. I drew an X. Figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Ghost is saying there's an X. There's gold there. It doesn't come from slinging crack rock. We can make it happen. Tommy's like, nah, homie. Tasha's like, nah, husband. Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
And then Ghost is like, well, you ain't gonna bring my kid into it. And yet she did. And their relationship as father and son's not what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And Don Shay's Raina is not on Earth anymore.
Right.
So I think at the end of the day, the one thing he does not, and Angela's not on Earth anymore. Right. So does he? I don't.
You're right.
He really, when you really,
I thought he was winning.
He's
now
a complicated guy.
Now I'm like, damn, he's miserable.
He lost.
Yeah. So
he's winning in the sense of he still appeals to anybody in life who would go, I want to root for a part of myself in character that is not necessarily, I want to root for a part of myself that is not necessarily shown itself to me. This is us talking to the mirror.
Yeah.
But I can watch it on this TV show or on this movie because this character called Ghost, made by Courtney Kemp and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, he is someone trying to make a dream out of having not a lot. So we all rock for it because we want that for ourselves. So in that way, yes, he is definitely somebody that, as 50 said in the song, big rich town, but I grew up in the poorest part.
Right.
He's definitely someone that made it over to Manhattan and is doing pretty well.
Yeah.
But once they play it all out, but the guy lost majorly. Death is major loss. He's had major loss.
And then people are trying to pull him back.
Everybody's pulling him back.
Right.
He's like the Godfather. He's like Michael Corleone in the Godfather.
Right. You're so complex. I feel like you do podcasting. That's why.
You mean Omari's complex?
Yeah.
Of course Omari's complex. I could never play Ghost if I wasn't complex.
Omari's just spilling all the secrets during the music.
But the world needs to hear some of the secrets.
Absolutely. So this scene, I think I was most impressed by you yoking Tasha up. And I could feel the anger coming through the screen. I saw the vein in the forehead, your nose turned red, like your neck. I saw like the veins in your neck. Like I was like, what? How do you even channel that kind of anger? And have it play out that way on screen.
And it's interesting you ask. It's a great question, but and ironically, I would say, with the one actor on the show that I knew prior, the only one I knew prior, I knew Michael Rainey, but he was a kid. He was in love with Common. Mm-hmm. But Naturi is like a little sister for years, which a lot of people know now. So I knew her 5 years prior, which might have aided in that ability to do that. If you have trust amongst somebody, it's just like a relationship, a real relationship.
Right.
Those are the people that we fight with like that. And this is a married couple. We said very early, to answer part of your question, we said really early that even if we felt Courtney in a scene had written it as the married couple who, when we are introduced to this couple, she's feeling insecure. She's masturbating in a car for Sean, son of Canaan, but sort of being raised by Ghost. And then Ghost has one foot out the door, as Tommy didn't want him to, with a high school sweetheart. Mm-hmm. So we see them frayed from the beginning as a married couple. But Naturi and I, behind the characters of Ghost and Tasha, used to say to each other very quietly, right before every single married scene, we would say, don't forget the love. Because a lot of times the scene didn't have that in. Because Ghost was already over here and she was already feeling insecurity and then reactory because of the insecurity, and then going and messing with Sean,
right,
or whoever,
or Terry or whatever.
Yeah, she had a whole. He was just really love struck over a high school sweetheart. That's all. Ghost was just. She just started going crazy.
Yeah,
because he broke her heart. So, in the beginning, you start to realize if I know the actor, then I can play that note because there's trust there. If I really get to know the actress, that being Naturi, obviously at that point we developed so much trust that you could have those moments of ad-libbing and the physicality of me pushing her forehead at the very end of that scene you're talking about. That was an ad-lib moment. The cake. It was an ad-lib moment.
Did he just mush her with the finger?
Yeah, it was just an ad-lib moment.
Go over there, girl.
But
I was like,
it's
damn.
just a lot of freaking love, and you have a button.
We need a clap. Can we clap in here for that moment?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Please. You need an award for that. I know you're up for an NAACP Image Award again.
I think it's a 9 and 9.
Yes, congrats. You need another award for that.
That's crazy.
'Cause that was good.
But she hit me. Naturi hit me the night that she watched that. Right, so months later she hit me and she was like, "Oh, I forgot like just where you were." Like, I knew that. At that point I knew he was being shot. Also, think about it. It's episode 9, directed by Gary Lennon. So. Shout out to him. He did an incredible job directing. So I thought to myself, I thought, you just got to leave everything on the floor.
Yeah.
And if you got this relationship with Courtney, with Naturi, she trusts you. You love Naturi. She loves you. You guys are like brother and sister. So just go there, man. Leave the world with, like, knowing what, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a horrible name for it because acting is not what you're trying to do. You're trying to not act.
Right.
But
Well, you did a good job. You've definitely grown.
I appreciate
from being
you.
Mary
I appreciate
Jane.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We don't need you to just take
cool.
your shirt
All
off
right.
now.
Good. Great. God bless you. Those colors were always in me. You just weren't looking at that. Crazy ass. All them colors was in me. You were looking at the wrong things.
It's easy to get distracted here, sir. Hanging out with Omari Hardwick.
I like that little drum
SiriusXM
beat.
The Heat.
Y'all didn't see.
I'm
Oh, did y'all see?
excited.
Yeah, you caught it. See, all them years of journalism paid off, shawty. Schooling, camera, drum beats.
So you find out you're getting shot. Are you excited or are you sad?
It was mixed emotions because I definitely felt that he being shot was, and I'll tell you a story that I haven't shared a lot, was inevitable. Going into season 2. Yeah.
Wait, that early?
In terms of me feeling it.
Wow.
It wasn't a conversation with Courtney or 50. I mean, from the gate, we saw that Pink Sneakers tried to kill the title or the lead character, and that being Omari's ghost early on, right? So 50 always said one of the great things about the show is I wanted to make it where the lead guy could go at any moment, and that people were on the edge of their seats because they go, oh. And that could be the season 1, that could be the season 4, that could be the season 6. That's true.
Right.
But by going into season 2, ending season 1, ending season 1, you guys hadn't watched Power yet.
Right.
Me ending it, y'all were about to watch it.
Yeah.
So the summer of you about to watch the show
was when I was talking to you. We were doing the interview.
I went to Boston just to hang, was jogging in Boston, and I was listening to a great song by a folk band, and the song's called Wanted Man. And I'm living as Ghost. But I'm there as husband and father, but Ghost is in me now for a year.
Right.
Or 8 months. We had 8 episodes back then, so like 6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm running, I'm jogging, and I stop, and I email my theme or image of what it looks like at the end of our show. We're not even at season 2.
Wow.
And I email it to Courtney, and I email it to Joe, because that was the real marriage back then, was Ghost and Tommy.
Yeah. Because,
as I said, the Tasha thing was framed. So I emailed it to both, and Courtney, I can't remember her response. Joe went crazy over it. He loved it. Oh, word. It had, in my email, it had Go Shot. Joseph added, no, Tommy's got to go too. I love it, though, but Tommy's got to go. So we really made it Romeo and Romeo.
Tommy shot you. That's my theory.
So we made it.
Tommy shot you.
So we made it Romeo.
The show's about brothers.
Are you just telling me, or you want me to answer the question? What part? Tell me what you want, Mina.
Go ahead.
Say what? Say what? Mina, say what? I'm in the heezy with Mina. Say what? So the only thing that Tommy was saying, Joseph, pardon me, was, I love it, oh, let's add to it. And I can't take life without you as well. So it became Romeo and Romeo. So if my spirit is thinking that far back that Ghost would be taken off the earth, then absolutely I wasn't that non-prepared for it. But when you've lived with a guy now 4 more years after jogging in Boston and writing that email, it's never going to be an easy thing to part with somebody that has become close to you in real life, let alone a character that you live with every single day. So there were mixed emotions, but I definitely thought that I had done all that I could with the show. I thought that there definitely were more colors, writing-wise, to be told, story-wise, that pertained me.
Yeah.
But I thought that as a worker, as an actor, as a craftsman, I had done for the culture, for the fan base, and for this show most imperatively, and the team, that I had done the most that I could. I'd done all I could. So I embraced it. Courtney took me to dinner. She told me. She waited for like dessert. We were like an hour and 20 minutes. I guess. I'd rather it be quick, fast.
Well,
I'm a Capricorn.
she could have just wrote it into the script.
Put me right there.
And
Boom.
then you're like.
No, we went to dinner and she told me and we had a cool dinner. You know, I got to pick the restaurant or whatever. And she told me, and it was the coldest night of New York. And figuratively, it became a cold moment. So I had a lot of questions because I left, and then I was like, well, because I obviously know who was going to shoot me.
Right.
Y'all don't know what I knew. So I'm calling her, and I'm going, wait, but how can we negotiate that? Maybe let's change that. Can we find a middle ground? So we did do some things of finding a middle ground as to how you guys would see it play out.
Right.
Which is, I guess, episode 15 is what you'll see.
Yeah. So we have to wrap up, but there's spin-offs. So there's a prequel, a sequel, and all of that. So I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you when it comes to the storyline. Omari Hardwick, thank you. I had so many questions. I wanted to ask you about
did good.
Best director.
Hold on, let me look.
No, oh my God. The best director female category.
Gotta win an award. You said that. Best female director category needs to be added. Oh, hell yeah, that should be added.
They should add the
category. But then why should it be specific? Females are incredible directors.
But they aren't getting nominated at the Oscars.
They're incredible directors. I've been directed by Ava DuVernay, as you know. I am a big proponent of female. I think it's incredible.
That's why I wanted to ask you.
I'm a huge is it going on the camera right now?
Yeah.
I'm huge with that. People know it. Courtney being a very alpha female did not necessarily, she wasn't the one going female directors. It was me going female directors. Because men, our ego is pissing contests.
Yeah.
So if you walk in a home and say it needs female touching to it, why wouldn't an actor and a story and a set need female touching? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
I think I've often trained because as you know, I pull a trigger in damn near every other role. I remember a lot of cops saying females are our greatest. When we train females, it's incredible because guys try to muscle. And then females just grab the gun and go like this, boom, target. Which is how you guys are. Yeah, clap for it.
Thank you, Omari.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Y'all ain't, man, stop.
All right.
Bye.
Make sure you're watching Power. Thank you for listening.
God bless
Thank you.
all
I
of y'all.
can talk to you forever.
God bless y'all.
Very amazing, man. Omari Hardwick, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.
You're in Mina's house on the Heat, SiriusXM.